Welcome to Breaking News Wahala, the news this hour. In America, Donald J. Trump wins the presidential election and becomes the 47th president of the United States of America, as the LGBTQ community is forced into a tight corner. Many are questioning what is the fate for LGBTQI persons, as in Trump's mandate has pledged that he will remove the aids that have gone to LGBTQI persons. Donald J. Trump has also said that no boy or no country that is serious with their independence should be telling that their children are born in the wrong body. Therefore, abortion's rights will be removed and transgender's rights will be removed.
No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this, what's happening today. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth.
On the other news, a young man was lynched to death. As viewers' discretion is advised, we cannot show the full content of that video, but as speaking out in activism, queer activism remains our paramount in Q Talk. But regardless of that, we bring you this sad news from Africa. A young man was lynched to death because he has slept with another man's wife, and he was seen in that video poured with petrol and lit on fire.
Mazo kwa villa. Mazo. Chef Mazo kwa met gaz. Et comme ça, depuis c'est voler la caillou. Et comme ça faut. Bagat tu apprends le moi non bâton. Ou à côté au vin tout yo. À la gaz à l'autre bonnet. Ou à côté au vin tout yo. Avec doit suspendre voler la caillou. Vous avez?
And finally, on the final news tonight, BISI Alemi trends again, as we see BISI Alemi and his husband celebrating. People in Nigeria, the comment section have been shouting, BISI Alemi, why are you celebrating same-sex marriage? BISI Alemi, the LGBTQI activist, Nigerian LGBTQI activist who now resides in the UK, was seen in his elaborate post on Facebook, Instagram, showing and marking his 80th milestone in his marriage. A recap of the news. In the United States of America, Donald J. Trump has won the electoral election as Donald Trump emerged as the 47th president of the United States against his opponent, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, who had taken the second place in the presidential election in the United States of America, was seen and was said over social media. She was praised by her community about being overqualified for the job. So many are saying this is the first time that the Simpsons are wrong, because the Simpsons seems to be right in every prediction of the future. The Simpsons had predicted that a black woman will become the first president of the United States. LGBTQI persons have decided to pour out their outrage, as we could see some of our community members crying on camera, saying that this is not the future they deserve.
And this woman took her meltdown to a whole new level, violently screaming in her car.
I'm sorry! No! 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 Why? 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 Do you really hate me that bad?
And this woman went through a range of emotions throughout her meltdown.
What is wrong with you?
I can't do this anymore. I'm literally sick. I'm literally sick to my stomach. What has happened to America? What has happened to democracy? What has happened to freedom?
My own opinion on this matter, even as a news anchor, is that as queer persons, we are not political ideas, we are not political ideologies. We have gone far beyond where we need to start campaigning, and your campaign agenda is to make us human rights. Human rights are fundamental. They are fundamental. Human rights are fundamental rights that appeals to everyone who is a being. It should not be a political idea. It should not be a religious phenomenon. For us to be in the 21st century and still putting LGBTQ rights into our political campaign shows us that we have not taken a step forward. On the other news, a young man in a said country in Africa was lynched to death by a mob. An angry husband had caught this young man and has poured petrol and has lit him on fire. Due to YouTube community guidelines, we cannot show this disheartening video. But one thing we want to say is that in activism, we cannot just be activists just for LGBTQI matters. We must also speak about the injustice done and the jungle justice done in Africa. A person will be caught into a crime. Where is the rule of law? Where is the police? How can a mob lynch a person in the 21st century, lit him on fire, and nobody is talking about this matter? And we wonder why Africa is not moving ahead. We wonder why we are being called animals. We wonder why African governments and African passports have no weight. Because the things we do, the things we show the world, shows the world how barbaric and how backwards we are. That a young man should be lynched to death because he slept with another man's wife. And finally on the news, BISI celebrates his 8th year in marriage as he shows his Oyibo husband. BISI, as we have said it on this platform, that LGBTQ activists from Nigeria, we encourage intersex marriage. I personally stand with intersex, interrace marriage. But we've said it over and over. One question to our activists: why is it that when it comes to activists who are married, and thank you to our activists who are married first and foremost, but why is it that when it comes to our activists, our Nigerian activists, once you have the opportunity to leave Nigeria, once you are abroad, once you are about to get married, why are our activists boycotting black people? Why are our activists boycotting our people? Why is it that all our LGBTQI activists, you name them, I'm not going to call names in this video, all of them have a Caucasian husband? What is the message to the community? That we are not good enough to be married, but we are good enough to be idolized. We are not good enough to be married, but we are good enough to be sexualized. We are not good enough to be married, but we are good enough to dance at the pole. These are the questions we need to ask. We in the community, we should, as much as I said earlier, I stand with inter-race marriages, and love should not be about race. Love should be about who you truly love. But the question remains, our activists marrying Caucasians because these Caucasians are their MAGA? Are our activists marrying Caucasians because that is a way of greener pasture? Our activists, are you marrying Caucasians because those are your trust fund? Activists, our LGBTQ activists, are you marrying them because you want green card and green visa? Is that the message you are passing to our community? We ask again, congratulations to BC Alemi, but yet again, why are all our activists married to white Caucasians? And this has been Breaking News Wahala. My name remains Chimereze Henry Aonaya. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment what your opinion on this said matters are, and please don't forget to share this video to your loved ones, and also please write to us. We would like to know what your opinions are. Q Talk is open to the general public for interviews, as we have done our best to try to put the late Abuja area mama to rest. Now our interviews will proceed, but before our interview proceed, we are doing our interviews with caution. So viewers, our interviews now, you may see people who will be max faced or face masks in our interviews, or rather who will be wearing face masks in our interviews because of the security breach and security reasons in Nigeria and against our brand. Most people who have appeared on Q Talk has been online harassed, physically harassed. Therefore, with community safety at check, with security at check, with life at check, we have decided that if we are going to invite anyone on Q Talk, if you must be in Nigeria, we must provide you with a safe house and a safe place to live after that interview. The only interviews that will be coming on Q Talk will be interviews that really, I'm not saying no interview doesn't matter, but interviews and stories that really matters, as we know that so many LGBTQI persons have gone through a lot and need to share their story. Far from that, Q Talk use this interview as a means to say thank you to community members, as a means to provide jobs for community members. Every of our interview and everyone who has appeared on our interview on Q Talk has been compensated. We don't pay people, but we compensate them for their time, and this has created revenue, and this has created a temporary job in our community. And viewers, we encourage you to please encourage Q Talk as our brand. Please encourage our interviews. Please also add to this employment spaces we are creating, and this jobs opportunity we are creating for LGBTQI persons, regardless of where they are. And if you have been watching Q Talk and you have been asking, how can I be a volunteer, how can I add to this brand, Q Talk is open to all volunteers. Please write to us at qtalkng@gmail.com. we want you to come volunteer with us no matter where you are. Q Talk is in UK, Q Talk is in Nigeria, Q Talk is in Canada. We'll also need volunteers in the United States, as things will begin to heat up in the United States, and we want to make sure that we have the news at the time you need it. Thank you and peace out.